Opinions presented in current sports.
Yes. Happy Wednesday. This is Topics on IBNX Radio with your one and only Tone Capone.
I'm Chris Harris. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Everybody's doing great. I hope so. So we bring you that raw, real, and respectable sports talk. Raw, uncut, and direct responses to
Topics.
Real, 100% authentic debates and rebuttals to
Topics.
And last but not least, respectable. You may like what we say or you may not, but you will
Respect it.
Now let's get to it. Beautiful. When I say beautiful, I mean amazing national championship
You
game.
was shaking in your boots for a little bit.
We're not talking about the first half. Let's
bit.
get to it.
Shaking in
Alabama
your boots.
defeats Georgia 26-23 with a tale of two halves. Again, another Georgia team blows a first half lead. Talk to him. What was your take on this game?
I mean, I think you said it. It was clear, man. Tale of two halves. I feel like Georgia came out a little nervous as expected. You know, I feel like they played a little conservative the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like after you up 13-0, I feel like they played not to lose instead of to win.
Mm-hmm.
But they played a great game, man. Like the end of half, that play call the end of half, I was like, the coordinator, he's in his bag right now. He's calling some stuff. But Nick Saban did what Nick Saban does. Shook the table on that one. Bench Jalen Hurts.
Did he?
Shook
Did he
the
do
table
it?
completely.
Did he do
Completely
it?
shook the table. And I mean, at this point, I think he's probably the only one in the country that could get away with it. You know, if it didn't work out in his favor, I think he's the only coach in the country that probably wouldn't have been scrutinized for a call like that. So, but it did work out in his favor, and it just made him look even more of a genius. But I mean, just the story is Nick Chubb, 18 carries, 25 yards. 18 carries and 25 yards from one of your lead rushers. So that's just a credit to Alabama's defense. They stacked that box and they made Georgia throw the football. And Georgia threw the football and they made other guys step up. I mean, other guys stepped up.
Absolutely.
Ridley stepped up. Weems went out with a messed up shoulder and still came back and played. Them guys played tough, but I felt like they just, I don't know. I think the moment got to them, and I felt like they just was like, you know what, we not trying to lose instead of just going for like, hey, we might lose anyway, so let's go for the win, you know. And but the kid Tua, man. I mean, he came in. That's so much pressure, man. And as a player, that's so unfair. Your team is down 13-0 at half, and you say, you know what, you're gonna start the second half of the national championship game. 3 touchdowns. 166 passing yards in 2 quarters and then overtime. That's phenomenal. That's being cut from a different cloth. That's whatever you want to call it. That's swag. That's being in your bag. That's whatever you want to call it. Whatever slang you want to call it. That's whatever quotable you want to use. That's what it is. So you can put any quotable you want and just put the kid's picture there. And I think between him and Nick Saban, the kid had to make plays and he made plays.
So, with that being said, what I'm going to first say is I'm just going to hold this up there for y'all.
Oh, my God. Did you really bring a shirt?
This is what I'm going to do for y'all.
Did you really bring a shirt?
Roll Tide! That's right.
I have a question.
That's right.
I have a question before you get started. I have a question before you get started.
What do you have to say?
Have you ever been to Alabama?
Yes, I have. You know I played them in college. Don't do that.
Okay.
So listen. So with that being said, since you got your question out the way, I'm going to throw this up here real quick. I'm going to put it down.
Why you ain't wear it?
But because you know we professional.
You could have wore it today. You could have wore
I
it
could
over the sweater.
I could have, but
I'll let you get
I
away
wanted to
with
leave it right here. Like I said, Roll Tide. The normal Georgia experience. First half, phenomenal. You played great. Fromm looked like a legit passing threat. We didn't know that. We did not expect that from him. We expected Chubb and Michelle to come out and do their thing. Chubb didn't really have a great game. Michelle had
game. He didn't have a good.
And Nick Saban knew this. Either we're gonna go out fighting, or at least we're gonna take a shot. We gotta take a shot. Now, I seen Tua play in the end of the Vanderbilt game, and I was like, this kid is talented.
He can play.
He came in and totally changed the dynamic of that game. 14 for 24, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that it was 3rd and 2. It was 3rd and 2, and he shook the tackle and ran for a first down. I was like, ooh, now.
That was the first drive. That was the first series. That was the first. They had him back. They had him back.
Now the first touchdown pass, everybody was wondering who he was throwing it to. He threw the receiver open. That's maturity. A true freshman came and punched Georgia right in the mouth. Right in the mouth. I loved it. We can't talk about the first half, but everybody knew on Facebook and all the other social media what I was doing in that second half. Excited. I loved every bit of it. So,
does Nick Saban go to the NFL? Do you think he has to? Do you think he's done all that he has to do at Alabama, and it's time for him to take another shot at the NFL?
Does he go to the NFL? Could he go to the NFL? Yes. Should he? Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. He's in a situation right now where he's probably, I'll put him as the best college football coach ever. He just tied Bear Bryant for 6 total. For a person, for a coach, this is arguably the best coached game I ever seen Nick Saban do. And he's won a lot of games. But in the national championship, he took a chance that other coaches would never do. And we say, a lot of people say, he was supposed to do that, but I'm going to touch on that later on. But it's reasons for that. But no, he should not go to the NFL. He's in a situation. He's getting paid $8.1 million per year. He's getting paid arguably
11.
As much.
It's 11.
It's 11 now?
It's 11.
This past year he got 8.1, so it's going up.
It's going up to 11 now.
It's going up to 11.
Remember, he signed the extension.
Come on now. Why am I going to go have the headache, not knowing what team I'm going to have to recoup, but I'm getting paid the same amount as an NFL head coach? No. If not more. The only person you can really talk with him now is John Gruden. But no, I would not go if I was him. He's in a great situation, and he could retire there.
Retire there? All right.
Why not?
My record is 218 and 62. I just won my 6th national championship. I got 7 SEC championships. You want me to retire there? You're going to have to bury me there. You're going to have to bury me there. You can't remove me now. You cannot. There's no disrespect. You can't name the field after me, or you can't name the stadium after me just because of who came before me. But you better name a student center or a dorm or a street, something after me. Something. So, I mean, he can go to the NFL, but my whole thing is, you see a lot of coaches, they go pro, they don't really have that success really, and they come back. Like the coaches that stick out to me right now, and it's kind of like he's kind of in that same lane as Nick Saban, just without the championships, is John Calipari. John Calipari has found a niche. He went to the NBA, was successful, came back to college, and now found a niche with this one and done thing, and it's completely turned Kentucky into an NBA factory where I'm more powerful, or I'm as powerful as anybody in the NBA. So therefore, I don't need to go because my power doesn't change. If anything, I relinquish some power.
Absolutely.
And I think with Nick Saban, it's the same thing. Shout outs to him and his staff, not only for the call, but I think what people don't realize is the recruiting that goes into it. For you to have your backup and your third string as top 20 recruits, for you to convince kids that as a top 20 recruit, you're going to be a third string. For maybe you're going to redshirt and then be a third string. But just trust me, I got you. Just speaks on your resume.
Absolutely.
The running back Harris, who played arguably the whole fourth quarter, the 4th string running back. The 4th string running back.
Yes.
So you have all these All-Americans that are stacked. So you're literally replacing one All-American with another
All-American.
And at this point, you have more All-Americans. So I think I don't see him leaving either. I personally don't see him leaving. A lot of people saying he should leave. Leave and go where? go to the Giants. Because anywhere you're going to a place where you're rebuilding, in my opinion. Where you going to go to Giants? You're not going to the Browns.
Giants would be the only situation.
Giants the only situation right now.
The other one would have been the Raiders, but Gruden got that.
Gruden got that. So I mean, I think at this point, you joining the Giants makes absolutely no sense for you.
Absolutely.
You're the standard. You're the standard. And now if you go anywhere else, I think if he goes to the NFL, he tarnishes that legacy.
Okay. I totally agree with that. So, staying on Nick Saban, does he deserve credit for the win?
Who you gonna give it to? Who you gonna give it to? Like I said, he's the only one in the country who would have made the move, and trusted it enough to be like, hey, this is gonna work. Because at the end of the day, when he made that move, him and his offensive coordinator decided to make that move. You could even see in his demeanor that there was no doubt that this kid could get it done. He said, hey, I went to Tua because I knew I had to throw the ball in the second half, and Tua throws the ball better than Jalen. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts was the SEC Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he was last year. Yes, he was.
The SEC Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. Was subbed at halftime for a true freshman, and was the first one up cheering every possession.
Every play.
So that's a high character kid. Now, does he deserve credit for the win, Nick Saban? Absolutely. Who you gonna give it to? You got to give it to Tua for making the plays, but you got to ultimately go with Nick Saban and his offensive coordinator for saying, you know what, we're gonna pull it, we're gonna make this decision. Mm-hmm. So shout out to the kid Tua, but I think he's not even shocked that he knows his ability. I'm interested to see what you do with those guys next year. Now, who starts next year? Because you also have Mac Jones, who's coming in. No, he's there already. Mac Jones is there already and was top 20 this year. Last year in high school.
Redshirted. Okay.
You have 2 top 20 recruits, and you still got Jalen. So what do you do? So I give that credit. So after you answer the Nick Saban question, I need you to tell me, what do you do with Jalen Hurts?
Well, definitely I feel Nick Saban deserves credit for that. He made a move that many coaches think about doing but won't do it. And it comes with any situation.
Any situation.
For example, Pete Carroll in the Super Bowl. Know what you need to do. Give the ball to your workhorse. But what do you do?
Throw the football.
Interception.
That was more ego, That was more.
Come on now.
I agree with you, though. We've seen it more in sports where you were supposed to make a decision
and
you don't make the decision. So I felt like, and I was saying it in my head, and I'm not a football guy at all, but I was like, you got to make a change somewhere.
You have to.
Either you're going to have to make this kid throw the football or he can't play.
Absolutely, you have to. So, yes, Nick Saban does deserve this credit. And he knew what he had. Like, he's a student of the game as well as a coach of the game. He knows what needs to be done, what needs to be shaken up. Did he know 100% that it was going to work? No, absolutely not. But
I think he did.
Not 100%. Like,
well,
you're down 13-0.
You never know 100%.
Exactly.
But I think 90% he was all in.
No, I knew he was all in.
I think he made that decision.
I know.
I think he made that decision halfway through the second quarter. Like, you know what?
He said, the kid Tua said, Coach came up to me and said, you're starting second half. You get ready. And he was so cool, Tua. They asked him after the game, how you feel? He was like, just another game, Coach tells us. He was smooth, gave it all to God. He's a great kid. Phenomenal athlete, can throw the ball. Look like a young Russell Wilson. He looks like a young Russell Wilson. So yes, I do give credit to Nick Saban. He deserves that. Not too many coaches would make. No coaches would make that, and he did. So yes. Now with Jalen Hurts, this is tough. This is tough because coming off SEC Player of the Year last year. Then you go 9-1, 10-1, something this year. 9-1. They lose one game.
This year, 13-1.
13-1. They lose one game.
Mm-hmm.
Takes them to the national championship game, and halfway through the national championship game, you get taken out. It hurts. Now, do you transfer? Possibly. You have a ring. You won shit. You won one already. Now you know it's gonna be real shaky for you this upcoming season, next season. You could work yourself. Work. You still know it's gonna be a toss up. I think he might have to transfer. I remember when we was talking about this earlier, I was like, nah, he stays and fights for that. But I mean, Nick Saban's gonna give him a shot. But Nick Saban always gonna put the team out there that he feels is best to win.
As you should, as any coach.
So I think he might have to transfer.
Oh, you think he's gonna transfer, or he might have to transfer? I'm gonna disagree with the whole transfer thing. My whole thing is, I don't think he transfers. I think he has to come to the realization. He has to come to a Jesus meeting. They have to sit down and what makes sense. I wouldn't go as far as transferring. Because I feel like even on that team, he still is a playmaker. So,
absolutely.
And it was funny because I was watching the episode. I was watching Last Chance U on Netflix with the kid John Franklin III, who Auburn came to watch him. The kid scored 6 touchdowns in the first half, 5 rushing. Gets an Auburn offer, plays quarterback. His senior year, they move him to receiver. I'm watching FAU in the bowl game. The kid has 1 year eligibility. I see him streaking down the sideline as a receiver.
Terrell Pryor did something similar.
And they moved Terrell Pryor in the NFL. To receiver. And he's had some success.
He thrived.
He's had some success. So I think you move him to another position. I think maybe you throw him in the slot because the kid got feet.
He does.
He got feet and he can make a play. So either you work with him, you have all winter and all spring to work with the kid on his arm, and really like, hey, you're still a veteran. You just got to get better at some things of throwing the football, or we got to explore you moving to another position where we can still utilize you. Absolutely. And you can still be a threat. But to transfer the kid, to make the kid transfer, or to even put that on the kid, he has to want to transfer.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't think they're putting that.
As a coach, I'm not having the kid transfer. The kid won me a lot. He won me a lot more football games. He got me to 2 national championships. I don't think he could get it done as a quarterback because we lost the first year, even though he had a pretty good game. But you lost to the best quarterback. You lost to the best quarterback in college football last year.
At the time, absolutely.
Excuse me. And then you get benched the second half. So I don't see where at this point as a sophomore you have to get better, but that window's kind of closing. So I think you try to move the kid to another position, or he just got to work and get better at the quarterback.
Okay.
So I think that's what it is. I don't see him transferring though.
Okay. I don't disagree. I like your points. So, do we have some Chris's coaching corners?
Don't ask stupid questions. Don't ask questions you know the answer to. Don't ask questions you know the answer to. Of course, we got a Chris's coaching corner.
Absolutely. So let's get to it.
It is now time for Chris's coaching corner. Chris's coaching corner this week. I'm taking a little shift. I mean, everybody expected me to go to Nick Saban, but I feel like we spent a lot of time on Nick Saban, and we knew we were going to spend a lot of time on Nick Saban. So, shout-outs to Nick Saban again. But, however, my Chris's coaching corner coach of the week, Bob Huggins, West Virginia Mountaineers. Bob Huggins. The West Virginia Mountaineers are ranked number 2 in the country. The highest the school has ever been ranked in 60 years.
60 years.
Whew. I don't think my math is off. Last time they were ranked that high was 1959. So 59, 60 years. And guess who was there? Jerry West. That was the last time the Mountaineers were ranked that high in the polls. So shout out to Bob Huggins for doing it year after year after year. Cincinnati to Kansas State to West Virginia. That West Virginia program has been tough. I mean, they play a physical brand of basketball. They have they're called Press Virginia. That's their nickname. That Press Virginia. That relentless pressure that they put on you. And then on top of that, I've taken that 1-3-1 from him. A lot of people don't really play the 1-3-1 anymore. I take the 1-3-1 from him when I coach. I use it, and what he does is he put the guard at the bottom. Should be a goodie. But shout out to the West Virginia Mountaineers, Bob Huggins. Everything that he's doing from the defensive standpoint, he gives kid that he don't really get them top 10 kids, but he's competitive every year.
Absolutely.
So shout out to Bob Huggins, number 2 in the country right now. That was Chris's coaching corner. Coming up next, Trae Young, Steph Curry comparisons. The struggling Cavaliers. I know you can't wait for that one. And since everybody loved the draft so much, we got another draft for you guys. Tuned into Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, you're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. So, let's go to college basketball. Your favorite.
Of course, my favorite, yes.
Your favorite.
You know that's my favorite.
So, Trae Young, OU's point guard, on fire.
I don't even think he's on fire, bro. There's no way to describe what he's doing
No way?
right now. There's
Listen.
nothing to describe it.
Listen, the next best thing, everybody's giving him all these comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
The number one comparison everybody's giving him right now is
Steph Curry.
the next Steph Curry. What do you think?
29.4 points per game and 10.2 assists as a freshman.
Oh, oof.
As a freshman. Steph Curry as a junior, 28.9. He averaged 21 as a freshman. Stephen Curry did, right? 25 points for his career, right? I see the comparison. I don't like the comparison, but I see it. I really don't like to compare guys like that, but we do it. He has Steph Curry like range. He has a quick release like Steph Curry. I think Steph has a little bit more boogie in his game.
Okay.
But Trae Young is making guys' job a lot easier, so it's hard to fight it. And you know what? I was really doing my homework on this one, right? And you know who he stuck out to me first, and I had to go back and watch, and I was completely wrong. But I went to go back because at first, you know who I was trying to compare him to?
Who?
Chris Action Jackson. No,
See?
not Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
I was about
Chris
to say that.
Action Jackson. They're two different people. They're
not-
two different people.
That's Abdul Rauf, man.
Nah, that's Chris Action Jackson. But I was going back and I was looking at highlights, and
Him at LSU.
Chris Action Jackson was just different.
Different.
So different. Trae Young isn't there yet.
Okay.
Because what Trae Young is doing in 7-8 dribbles, Chris Jackson was doing in 2 and 3 dribbles. So I guess if we got to compare him to somebody, we're going to compare him to Steph. You know,
Okay.
the range, the ability to make shots, the numbers, the way he's doing it. And nobody really thought Oklahoma would be a top 10 team this year. And he gets, if not all the credit, 90% of the credit.
Absolutely.
The kid is now starting to face double teams, getting beat up a little bit more. Teams are being physical. West Virginia tried to get physical with him, and the kid settled down in the second half. Had a
still put up.
decent game. Decent game at 29-7.
29.
So, yeah, and I feel like Steph Curry doesn't get enough. Like, Steph Curry, after KD came, Steph Curry doesn't get enough credit. I still think Steph Curry's a bad boy.
You see when he came back.
Bad, but he had 45 and 30 minutes the other night.
Come on.
So,
Talk to me.
Talk
to me.
So, I mean, you gotta like the comparison. I think Steph has a little bit more boogie in his game, but you know, I think the NBA game allows you to boogie a little bit more. Guys aren't in the paint and like that. So I like the comparison. But I was gonna sit up here and be like, nah, Chris Jackson, bro, that's who he reminds me of. Nah. I'm not even putting him in the conversation.
No way.
Chris Jackson's by himself. I'm leaving Chris Jackson. If you ever watch, and I apologize, I would never disrespect you like that. I'm sorry. Well, Miss Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, I apologize.
There you go.
He
There you go.
playing in the big three and getting buckets. So how do you feel about it?
I like the comparison, you know. And when you first told me about Chris, when you said your opinion of Chris, I was like, I don't know.
And I had to go back because remember I was born in '90, so Chris Jackson was a little bit was before me, so I had to go back and watch.
LSU.
LSU, Chris Jackson, yes.
Yeah. So no, I love the comparison. Like you did say, like Steph does have a little bit more boogie, but I feel like he developed that
As time went on.
Yeah, as time went on, when he was in Davidson, he had a little something, but you didn't see what you're seeing now. And I feel as this kid is special. very special. So, yes, I do think that is a great comparison. He has a long way to go.
He has a long way to go,
but as a freshman,
the game is similar.
Yeah. As a point guard, and as a freshman, to put your team on your back like that, as a guard, he's not 6'8", he's not 6'9". You know, when KD went to UT,
Texas.
you know what I mean? He's 6'9", 6'10", could shoot. You know, it was a little bit different. Even when I can't forget his name, but as a freshman doing this is amazing. Great comparison, like you said, quick release. He's doing everything. Range, pulling up from wherever.
Playing the pass lane, defending.
Exactly. So, yes, I do agree with it. It's not a great conference. It's not a great conference.
It's a Power 6 conference. It's a Big 12 conference. It's the same conference as Kansas. Who says it's not a great conference?
Well, what they're saying right now.
It's the third.
Davidson. He said Davidson.
Davidson was not a good conference. I'm about to say the Big 12 is the third best conference in basketball.
Absolutely.
Arguably.
No, absolutely.
Fourth.
He was going off Davis. Absolutely.
Then I give Steph. That's why I would give Steph credit the edge, because Steph Curry didn't play He didn't play with a better team. He didn't play in a better conference. Now, mind you play against and he still was able to beat a lot of teams like the Wisconsins, and he was able to go against those Power 6 teams and still dominate.
Absolutely.
So I think that's where, if you give Steph Curry the edge, you kind of give Steph Curry, because even though you're playing at Oklahoma, you still got other Oklahoma capable guys, caliber guys.
Absolutely.
So that's the only real difference. But I mean, in terms of play style, man, it's hard not to compare these guys. It's very hard not to.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
From a number standpoint or a game standpoint.
So,
here we go.
What do we have next? I need that energy. I need that same energy when you talk to me about this next topic. I need it. These Cavs.
Okay.
So, Minnesota defeated the Cavs.
Beat the brakes off the Cavs.
127-99. I'm going to say it again.
Beat the brakes off the Cavs.
I'm going to say it one more time. 127-99. LeBron had 10 points. Isaiah Thomas gets ejected for clotheslining Andrew Wiggins. Mm-hmm. Should the Cavs be concerned?
No. Why are we being concerned? What are we? All right. When you say concern what? Concern that they're not going to make the finals? Concern that they're not going to make the playoffs? What is your concern? What do they need to be concerned about? That they're not the top team in the East? They weren't the top team in the East before. Last year, Boston was the number 1 seed.
Now last year, going back to last year, did you feel like the Celtics were better than the Cavs? No. Even though they had the first seed, right? Yeah. Correct. Exactly. So, with what's going on right now, are you concerned about them not winning the East, going to the chip, not winning so you have no concerns about them right now?
I have no concerns about them, and this is why I have no concerns about them, because me being a LeBron James fan, I look at all dynamics. I don't look at the numbers. I don't look at the on-court stuff as well. I look at the off-court stuff and how LeBron James always kind of, at times, acquiesces to guys so guys can feel comfortable. And I think that he knows that Isaiah Thomas is a major part in him going to his eighth straight NBA Finals we talking about? 8th straight? Am I right?
Mm-hmm. I'm giving you the floor because I need all the attention when it's my turn. I'm giving you the floor.
Go ahead. All right. So I think that, they've been losing. They've been struggling. You know, they started off the season shaky, adjusting to not having Kyrie, trying to get D-Wade, trying to figure out where D-Wade fits in. And I think they're doing the same thing with IT. I think IT got to trying to get IT comfortable and getting his confidence right, and then so that he doesn't have to do as much. But you still got the greatest player. You still got the best player on the planet, arguably. In my opinion, he's the best player on the planet still on your team. So as many years as we had this conversation, every time LeBron James lose 2-3 in a row, everybody want to go hit the panic button and blow something up. There's no need to blow anything up because we're still in January. Because if the Cavs go on and win the next 4 out of 6, everybody like, okay, this is the Cavs we wanted to see. So I feel like it's going to take time to get IT adjusted. They got to build a little chemistry. You got a lot of new pieces, guys just figuring it out. And I think that's what it is. I think you're building that chemistry. You got to build that chemistry. And when you build chemistry, sometimes you're going to drop a couple. You're going to drop a couple games when you're trying to build that chemistry. Same thing last year with the Warriors. There was times where the Warriors, they was like, oh, this team is talented. But what? They got to figure it out. They got to get that chemistry. They got to figure out who's going to score, when they're going to shoot, who, where, what, why, when, how. And I think you got to figure that thing out. And I think LeBron James know that. In order for me to get back to this 8th NBA Finals, I need Isaiah Thomas. I need Jeff Green. I need Jay Crowder. So how do I figure out how these guys I can get the most out of these guys so we can get back and accomplish that same goal? So I'm not concerned. Now, if this was happening in April, right before, and we got 2 weeks before the playoffs, I'd be like, they looking shaky. But we haven't even hit the All-Star break yet. So, no.
Finish.
Go ahead. I really want to take my headphones off for this.
Right now, what I'm looking for.
Don't be dramatic.
Is a panic button. A panic button. Why? Let me explain something to you. All these LeBron and Cleveland fans say, he always figures this out. January, they always go through a little slump. Yes, with all that being said, yes, that happens. But the difference this year and the difference last year was they cannot defend. The Cavs suck on defense. Out of 30 teams, do you know where Cleveland is ranked?
What
29th. Out of 30 teams, they're ranked 29th. Now, you implement a point guard, dynamic offensive player. Take nothing away from him. I take nothing away from Isaiah Thomas. Very dynamic offensive player. But he's a liability on the one thing your team sucks at. Now.
So Kyrie was a good defender.
Wait. No, but he's a better defender. He's 6'2", 6'3". Come on. Seriously? Now, you're talking about a 5'9" player that doesn't even try to defend, and he's a liability. So now, with that being said, before he came back, you had another liability on your defensive end anyway with Kevin Love. He's not a great defender. He's arguably not a rim defender because he only for his career averages about 0.8 blocks per game.
He's not that tall.
So he's only 6'9". So now it's all about the offensive rebounds, everybody. So now you're paying this guy to come off your bench to catch alley-oops, and you're paying him $15.9 million per year. Now you can't implement him because he hasn't expanded his game. Tristan Thompson has not grown offensively. Now your team, which is structured to spread out and hit threes, is now a deficiency when you implement Tristan Thompson because now it's more pick and rolls, but he doesn't pick and pop because he picks and roll. Now that floor closes for LeBron. It closes for LeBron because now you have another defender there because Tristan is not sitting at the three-point line. Love is starting because he shoots the three. He's sitting at the three-point line. So now you have another deficiency. But you suck on defense. You have this is panic mode. This is panic because this is something that can't be fixed with this team. You need to make a trade. Now you have to figure out what trade you're going to do to get the right pieces to fit this. So, yes, right now, I look at this team, this Cleveland Cavaliers team, and look at them and say they cannot beat the Boston Celtics in the seven-game series. They cannot. They cannot beat. I don't think they could beat the Boston Celtics in the 7-game series. And let's just say they do beat them in a 7-game series. 6 games, 7 games. I still think Toronto will take them 5-6 games because they're not good defenders. They're not good.
Toronto's scared of them boys.
That's fine. But they're not. This is not the same Cavs team. They're not scary. They're the oldest team. That's one. They're the oldest team in the league. The oldest team in the league that doesn't defend. They're going to have spurts. Now you're playing more games in the playoffs. It's a half-court game, but now you're playing more games on a regular basis. You're traveling. These old legs are going to catch up to you. They're going to catch up, and you're not. And let's be real. Let's be real, people. All you Cavs fans and all you LeBron fans, this team deficiency, LeBron is not a good defender. He's not. Definitely not a great on-ball defender. Not a good on-ball defender. He was always good at playing the passing lanes. But now even that's shaky now. So this team is panicked. And you need to. You got to shake it up. You got to get somebody else. You got to do something. A lot of people saying go get DeAndre Jordan, rim protector. That would definitely help your defense. I mean, I don't know if I would do it.
I know. I think I got an idea who they're going to get.
Even if they try to go
DeAndre Jordan. Before
Cousins?
DeAndre Jordan. Nope. Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol.
I think that's who I go after.
You'll go after Mark.
I'm going after Marc Gasol. I'm going after Marc Gasol.
I don't know.
Add what?
I don't know. All I know is panic mode.
Nah, I don't think.
Y'all need to do something. Cavs fans, LeBron fans, you got to do something.
You're panicking. You ain't even reached the halfway point.
It doesn't matter. Like, this
It
is
does
bad.
matter.
Last year, everybody said it wasn't panic mode. Oh, yeah, they made the finals, but they got a 5-game sweep. I call it a 5-game sweep. Because they weren't good defensively. They weren't, and they didn't get better. They got worse. So, with that being said, let's go to the 1980s edition of the NBA All-Star Draft pick. Everybody loved what we did last week with the 90s draft. Well, not the 90s draft. I'm sorry, with the All-Star draft.
So this is going to be an ongoing thing going forward?
For the next couple of weeks, we're going to do drafts for each decade. We're going to do 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2001 to the present. So I draft
2010 to the present.
2010 to the present. I apologize. So now we have the 1980s draft. Let's pick out some names.
Now, me growing up and me being born in 1990, I had a lot of NBA TV and I had a lot of older people influence as to the 1980 in basketball, where people called it the golden era of basketball, with the Showtime Lakers and the Boston Celtics. So our list, some people might agree with, some people might disagree with it, and that's fine. And if you disagree, then participate.
Absolutely.
Participate if you disagree. Call in or tell us why you disagree if you disagree. Everybody has a chance to disagree. Participate there. The number's right there on the bottom of the screen. Comment, call, by all means. DM us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want if you feel like you disagree. Now, I list 24 of who I feel these guys did well in the 1980s. Not overall career, but the 1980s specific. Right? So our list is Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Sidney Moncrief, Maurice Cheeks, Michael Jordan,
Michael Jeffrey Jordan,
Clyde Drexler, George Gervin, Rolando Blackman, 3-time NBA All-Star, Larry Bird, of course, Alex English, who was an 8-time NBA All-Star in the 80s, Dr. J, Julius Erving, Dominique Wilkins, Kevin McHale, James Worthy, Mark Aguirre, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, of course, Moses Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon, 5-time NBA All-Star in the 80s alone, the Chief Robert Parrish, DJ Dennis Johnson from the Boston Celtics, Bernard King, Ralph Sampson, and Charles Barkley. That's our list.
Okay. So that's our list.
And I think I get the first pick because you picked first, right?
Yeah, I picked first last time. But we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll be having our break. We'll be having our picks. So you're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. And we're out.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. Topics on IBNX Radio. I see some people asking for the number to call in. If you want to call in, it's 678-688-4269. Again, the number is 678-688-4269. So let's get to these picks. With
My
the
first
number
pick.
one pick in the Topics 1980 draft.
Go on, Magic.
You going, ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Now you get the next two picks. I'm going Magic.
You're going Magic. Okay. No problem. I'm going Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Of course you would, as you should.
I have to. I'm going Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and I'm going Hakeem. Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Absolutely.
I'm going Larry Legend, Larry Bird,
Okay, Larry Bird
and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
and Kareem. Okay. So, with that being said,
I have the two best players in the 80s on the same team. With
listen.
that being said.
come on, stop it.
Thank you.
Stop it. I'm
Thank
going Zeke.
You should.
I'm going Zeke. And I'm going... You know what? Oh, Big Game James.
Good pick. Good pick.
Big Game James, I'm sorry. Big Game James Worthy. For anybody that's tuning in that doesn't know who Big Game James is.
Going Dr. J.
Dr. J.
Dr. J. And let's have a little fun with it. I'm going Alice English.
Okay.
Alice
A little shake
English.
up. Okay. So, I'm going to go George Gervin.
Wow.
I'm going to go with George Gervin. And the human highlight, Dominique Wilkins. Georgia, let's do it.
Good pick. Good pick. I'm going to take Clyde Drexler.
Okay. I was leaving you for him. He had no left hand.
It's fine. Take Clyde. And I'm going to take Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale. Footwork. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go Mo Cheeks and Maurice Cheeks and Moses Malone.
You took Mo Cheeks over Sidney Moncrief?
Yeah, I got to let you have a little something. I'm killing you with this team.
I got the 2 best players in the 80s on the
I
same
have
team.
Stop it.
The 3 best players in the 80s on the same team.
Okay.
I'm going Sidney Moncrief. And I'm going to go Bernard King.
Yeah, if you ain't get him, I was going to get that scorer.
I'm going to go Bernard King. There's some scorers left on this board. There's some guys left on this board.
I'm going to go Adrian Dantley.
I was about to take Adrian Dantley.
I'm going to go Adrian Dantley.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm going to go Sir Charles.
Okay.
I'm going to go Sir Charles.
Okay.
A lot of people saying the doc. So, I mean, hey.
The doc. I been took the doctor.
Okay.
I been took the doctor. The doc. Charles Barkley was debatable on this list because he was very debatable on this list. I felt he only had 2 All-Star games, but in the 80s, but I put him up there anyway. I'm gonna go Mark Aguirre.
Ooh,
Chi-Town. Need the Chicago dude on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go Ralph.
Ralph Sampson.
I'm gonna go Ralph Sampson.
Ralph Sampson. Okay.
I'm gonna go Ralph Sampson.
I'm gonna go Dennis Johnson.
Good pick.
And Rolando Blackman.
Good pick.
And you left?
I'm left with Robert Parrish. That's fine. I would take the Chief. I will take the Chief. So we will post these teams on IG, on our IG page, on our Instagram page. Tone will post it on his IG page. I will post it on my Instagram page as well. Comment, chime in, and who you think has the better team, who you taking, and why.
Absolutely.
So that's fun. And coming up next week, we got the 1990s.
So next week we'll do the 90s draft. Again, we want y'all to tune in.
Appreciate the feedback on this. This is going to be
Tell us
something.
what you think. Which team will win? Again, like I did last time I posted it, just tell me which team you think is better. I know it's going to be mine, but we don't got to talk about that right now. But getting into it, let's get into this recap of the wild card NFL playoffs last week.
If I fall asleep,
if you fall asleep,
I apologize.
Listen, we're gonna start. Since this is Atlanta, we're gonna start with the Atlanta versus the Rams game. What was your take on it?
Shocking in a sense where I didn't think the Rams would underperform the way they did. With that offense, for you to score 13 points, first time in the playoffs in a long time, in LA, fans are excited. For you to only score 13 points was very surprising. And I'm not gonna blame that completely on the Rams. And I'm a more so go with the experience of the Atlanta Falcons. From being in this position last year to being in the Super Bowl, it's kind of like they done messed up. They had this demeanor like they done messed up. They done messed up and let us in.
Mm-hmm.
And as a player, when you know that you got kind of like a second chance, like you was on the fence and they let you in and you know that you can do better, and now this is the time to perform. The lights is on. This is what you get paid the big bucks for.
Mm-hmm.
You come up and you do your job.
Absolutely.
And that Falcons defense just was hitting. They punching in the mouth from day one. Matt Ryan still looked little subpar, nothing exciting. Nothing exciting. But I'm going to just go with the experience, the player experience and the coaching experience of the Atlanta Falcons won them that game.
Definitely. I just want to give it to y'all. I give it to y'all. Falcons, I never go for y'all. And every time I don't, you win. So maybe I might have to go for y'all next week so you can lose. But that's neither here or there. I give it to you. You played a phenomenal game. And what stuck out to me the most is we laughed last week about the experience is the only thing they had. And that's what stuck out the most.
And that's what won you the
That's
football
what
game.
won
The
them
only
the
thing
game.
you had won you the football game.
That's it.
The one thing you can't coach.
They ran that ball, man. They had a game plan and they stuck to it and they
trusted it. They trusted it.
The experience showed, and I just give it to them. That was a phenomenal defense. Showed up. I give you all the credit in the world to shut down that offense. That was amazing. So I give them that.
Let's talk about my Chiefs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my Chiefs, man. Let's talk about my Chiefs.
That game,
Hurt my
Titans
heart.
versus
Hurt my heart. Hurt
the
my
Chiefs.
Heart. Hurt my heart. Hurt my
That
heart.
game was, I don't even know the words for it. The words for that game were, it was hard to watch at times, very difficult to watch. And the Chiefs, the score was 21-3 at half. 21-3 at half. And you got outscored 19-0 in the second half. 19-0? Listen, Andy Reid
Bye.
listen.
Bye.
He's a great coach.
Bye.
Great coach.
Gotta stop doing this. Bye.
He's a great coach.
He is, but you gotta bye.
But it's something about an Andy Reid team, once they get to the playoffs, it's like they shouldn't have been there.
Bye. Time for him to go.
And I don't get it. I'm baffled. Mariota, 19 for 31, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but
Regular.
It wasn't outstanding.
Regular.
Hunt, let me tell y'all what lost this game for you, Chiefs. What got you to this point? You had the leading rusher in the league, Hunt, in your backfield. He had only 5 touches in the second half. You lose. Game over. You had a 21-3 lead in the first half, and you give your leading rusher 5 touches in the second half. You lose. On top of Kelsey getting hurt, that's what lost you the game. Right there. I have nothing else to say about this game.
Well, Derrick Henry had 23 carries for 156 yards.
That's what won them the game.
I don't want to take nothing away from that. That was a great
That's what
performance.
won them the game.
But yeah, man, it's kind of like the girl that say she gonna do better, or you know what I mean, my girl. That's like my girl saying she cheating on me a whole bunch of times, and then she apologized, and then I take it back, but I get mad at her for cheating again. It's kind of like that right now. Like I knew they was gonna mess it up. I rolled with him anyway. I was like, Kareem Hunt, I like the kid. This might be the year that they get over the hump.
Okay.
And they did the same thing. So I got Jaguars Bills. Woo.
Jaguars Bills.
We're not gonna spend too much time on this one.
We're not going to spend too much time on this one because this was more horrific than the Titans-Chiefs game. This game was horrible to watch.
This is a flag football game.
The only good thing about this game, is that Jacksonville defense is really that good. Really that good. And it's a joy to watch that defense. But there was nothing else good about this game.
So it was an intramural. It was an 8 and under, no pads, flag football game.
10-3. Playoff game. 10-3. Your quarterback, Blake Bortles, rushed for more yards than he threw for. Your starting quarterback.
We're not talking about Michael Vick either.
We not listen. Your starting quarterback. He ran for 88 yards and threw for 87. First and foremost, this is horrible. This makes no sense to me. None. I don't get it. Leonard Fournette, 21 attempts, 57 yards. Okay, he didn't play great, but the final score was 10-3. 10-3. I don't want to talk about this anymore. What do you have? Please.
I got my guy next. What you mean who I got next? I got my guy. My guy. You got something to say?
Nah.
My guy. No. 31-26. 376 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. In his 17th season, Drew Brees, my guy.
Your guy.
Roll it back. Couple episodes. My guy. You got something to say? Huh? Wow. Your guy. What about your guy?
Listen.
Your guy had a great game, too.
Exactly.
Numbers wise.
But we couldn't score.
You scored 26 points.
We couldn't score when it counted. We couldn't score. And we couldn't stop then. I said it. Listen. What did I say last week?
You said, you said that was your guy last week.
I said, Cam is my guy. I said that.
Heard you, sis.
I said that.
Heard you,
First
sis.
and foremost, we all know that Cam is my guy. I wanted them to win.
I hear you.
I wanted them to win. But I also said if the Saints win this game, they're going to win the NFC. I take nothing away from Drew Brees. I like Drew Brees. That's your guy.
We got one more. We got one more before we win I don't want to jump and say we're going to win the NFC.
That's your
guy. We got one more. That's my guy. I've been rolling with him all 4 weeks, and I'm going to continue to roll with him. Okay. That's my guy. Shout out to the Saints. And you know what was even more impressive? The Saints combined 44 total rushing yards, and they got arguably the best running back duo in the NFL.
You're right.
45 rushing yards, and Drew Brees still find a way to get it done with that Saints defense. So that's my guy.
You're right.
You know what?
I take nothing away from them.
Appreciate
it.
You know, that's very mature of you, sir.
I appreciate
it. You know, I appreciate it.
What we have next?
We got the games next week.
The divisional playoff game picks. Absolutely. This coming week, we have your Atlanta Falcons versus those Philadelphia Eagles. Who's your pick?
I'm going to take the Falcons.
You taking the Falcons?
I'm going to take the Falcons just off the one thing that I feel like they have to win in this game. This game is the same thing they had last game, and that's experience. I mean, Nick Foles don't scare me as much as Carson Wentz. It doesn't scare me as much as Carson Wentz.
Of course.
And I feel like the Falcons now, like, we could go get another one. Wait, what do
you mean we?
The Falcons. As a Falcons team, if they're in the locker room, like, we can go get another one.
Okay.
I'm not a... Listen. I'm going with the Falcons.
I'm just making sure.
I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay, you just speaking like you in the locker room.
I'm not French. I'm just speaking if I was in the locker room. I don't speak French. I only speak English.
Cool.
So I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay.
You hear me?
I heard you.
All right, cool.
I heard you. I keep it going with you. Now, my pick. See, this is the pick I was struggling with because, like I said before, every time I go against the Falcons, they end up winning. And this will be a good thing for them to win and play the Saints. I like that.
I would love it.
I would love that. You know, that would be a good thing to have those in the NFC Championship game. But I just can't grab myself to pick the Falcons.
That's fine.
I just can't wrap myself around it to pick the Falcons. I'm going to go Eagles.
Okay. That defense is still a
very good defense. The defense is still there.
The defense is
the
still
there. The O-line is still there. The receiving core is still there. And I think Foles has enough. I
think he has enough. He has enough. He doesn't have to be spectacular. He
doesn't.
To be thorough.
And at the end of the day, the Falcons...
I feel the same thing for Matt Ryan.
They're not scary. They're not scary. Last year, that offense was dynamic. It was difficult to go against them. It's not a difficult pick for me. If I'm sitting here topsy-turvy right now because I don't know who to pick, it's because they don't scare me. Philly's at home. Only good thing working in Atlanta's flavor experience, but let's not understand, like, they have veterans on that Philly team. And it's going to be a little bit warm. It's not going to be too cold in Philly this weekend. So that will help Atlanta.
But I think, like you said, they don't have a dynamic offense. With that offense, they still got some playmakers. Freeman, Julio Jones, Sanu, Hooper. They still got some offensive guys. And Vic Beasley, Deion Jones, man.
No, they
them dudes, they got enough, man. They got enough. They got enough. They got enough, man. So I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'm going with the Falcons.
And their strategy that they took into last week's game, that could definitely help them in this game. Because if you look at it, even though like the Eagles do have a great run stop defense, but they run the ball like they did last week. They could plug those holes. They can get yardage and get some dynamic plays. So I feel like the Falcons have enough to get it. You understand? But I just think Philly's going to come through. You want me to give you a score? Want me to give you a score?
Nah, because you ain't give it last week.
First and foremost, when I don't want to get a score, you want me to give a score.
Don't ask me nothing because I'm going to always go whatever you ask me. I'm going to always say no. Don't ask me for nothing. I told you week one. Don't ask me for nothing.
That makes no sense at all.
I'm being light-skinned and I'm being petty. That makes enough sense for me.
Listen, so now you're just born to be this way all the time. So you don't have no indifference, no time.
Give me a score. What's the score?
Now you want the score.
21,
you just said no, now you want the score.
Listen here, Lord.
23-17.
Who? Falcons? I mean the Eagles? Okay, 23-17. I'm so happy that you learned 2 new numbers. Let's give it up for Tone for learning 2 new numbers, everybody. Let's give it up for Tone.
Thank you. I appreciate it. First and foremost, I might pick the same score next time.
All right,
I'm just letting you know that.
All right, cool. I'm proud of you. We went from 2 to 4 numbers. I'm proud of you. We're working on this.
Are we working?
Saints and the Vikings.
Saints and the Falcons?
Vikings. Saints and the Vikings.
Saints and the
You know who I'm going with because I'm consistent. That's that consistency word I threw out last week, if you don't remember. Throwing it out the same week.
Because I'm consistent. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I know you heard it. I'm going with the Saints, man.
We know who you going for.
So go ahead, make your pick.
I'm going to go for the Saints, too.
Oh, Lord, we going to lose.
Listen.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen. I'm going to go for the Saints, too. Listen. I told you. Don't make it seem like this is indifferent. First and foremost, I told you last week. If they win that game, I have them going.
Disagree with me just like you do everything else in life.
I mean, that's true. That is true. I can. But this is game right here. It's just I can't pick the Vikings. So you want us to
lose because we beat the
Panthers?
No, I just can't
pick. No, I can't pick the Vikings. I can't pick the Vikings. No, that's what I'm doing with the Falcons.
I get it.
I'm trying to do that with the Falcons, but I just can't.
You want us to really lose?
No, I just don't. Like, this is a rematch of Week 1.
I want to leave.
It's a rematch of Week 1, but there's a lot of indifferences in this time around. This is not the same Vikings team, of course not, because who started? Bradford was there for game 1, and they had Dalvin Cook in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Bradford went out week 2 with a knee injury, and Dalvin Cook went out with an ACL tear the 3rd week. Totally, Case Keenum came in, was riding good. I don't trust him. I don't trust Case Keenum.
We're screwed.
I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. I'm going with this powerful running back that you have, the 2 dual running backs. I feel they're going to win. You got Drew Brees. I'm saying your team and your guy is going to win this.
I'm not a Saints fan. I'm a Drew Brees fan. But okay, right. I'm rocking with the Saints. Yes.
You rocking with the Saints?
That's my team. That's been my team. Yes.
All right.
So I consistently pick the Saints.
I agree. I like the Saints in this one. You want to score?
Yeah, give me a score, too.
You want to score?
Give me a score, please.
You sure you want to score?
Positive.
Heard you. I'm going to go. Let's go to our break.
And let's hope he learns 2 new numbers.
Topics
Hopefully he learns 2 new numbers when we come back.
Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. Topics on IBNX Radio. Oh, just to finish what I was saying
Give
before.
me a score, please.
You want to score?
Please.
All right, first and foremost, I have to give this game a score. I think it's going to be a close game, 17-20.
So you learn 1 new number. Okay. Ask for 2, but you learn 1 new number. All right, cool.
17-20.
Listen, if we lose, I'm deleting your number.
That's cool. I see
I'm
you at
blaming
work.
you.
I see you at work.
Next game, Patriots versus Titans.
What? This is really a game. Listen, the AFC is like the best part of this weekend is going to be the NFC games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm to be honest with you. These AFC games, the Titans. Yo, honestly,
They got 5 minutes.
and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but I am trying to be disrespectful. The only way the Titans win this game is if Tom Brady retires on Saturday and Bill Belichick calls the Giants and says, I'm coming to coach the Giants. There's no possible way I see the Titans winning this game. They're not a good football team.
But they've been winning games.
Now, I'm glad you said that. It's just, I'm so glad that you said that.
Games.
The reason I'm glad that you said that is, we look at this team. Everybody's saying, Tone, why would you say that they're not a good team? They're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs with a 9-7 record, a winning record, right? Okay, let's go off that. With that being said, right, throughout their combined 17 games, including the playoff game they just won last week, they're being outscored by 17 points. So that means with 10 wins, including last week's win, and 7 losses, they're still losing by 17 points. They're not a good football team. They're not. What saved their life last week, was Derrick Henry.
Okay.
And that's the only person that can really save their life. And I don't want to take anything away from Mariota, because I know people might tune in and say, what about Mariota? I'm not taking anything away from him. But
You're going against the GOAT.
Yeah, but listen. For them, what they did last week, Derrick ran for what? 156 yards?
156 yards.
156 yards.
Touchdown.
What does that do? That controls the clock, people. And what do you have to do against the Patriots? Control the clock. And that means you're keeping Tom Brady off the field. That's the only way you win this game. And since, even if that happens, I still think you lose, you're not going to win this game. You're not built for this game at all. I don't see anything. The best thing about it was Murray going out, and I don't want to make it seem like, I'm putting dirt on Murray. He went out, and now all the carries had to go to Derrick Henry. And I feel he's the better running back right now. Well, this season, he was the better running back. He ran for 85 more yards than Murray this season. He's the bigger back. He just had explosive plays. I just felt like he was just better fit this season. I can't say career because he was hurt last year, but that's the only way I feel they can win this game, and that's not going to happen. So, yes, I have the Pats, and it kills me to say this, but I have the Pats because I want them to go to that next game. But I have the Pats winning this game. You want me to score this game? Or you want to speak first? I'm going to let you speak.
Score the game.
No, I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, so you could get 2 more numbers, please.
Don't worry about it.
While I speak.
I know. I have it set already. Don't worry about it.
Cool. Jesus. I'm going with the Pats, unfortunately. I mean, the Titans don't scare me. They don't. I mean, you're in New England against the greatest quarterback of all time, as much as it hurts me to say that. Greatest coach of all time. Well, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Defense been there, done that.
It kills you to speak on it.
It kills me.
I know.
And I lived in Massachusetts the last 3 years, so I kind of just, Jesus.
It kills you.
It kills me. I really don't want to say it. That defense. I mean, you can lose this game in more than one aspect. You can lose this game in one way. Tom Brady could throw you to death. That defense could shut you down. Just like I don't. Come on, man. I'm going with the Pats.
Easy.
I'm going with the Pats easily.
It's really
it's not even going to be. I don't think it's going to be a game. It's one of those. I'm putting the time on Tennessee. Y'all got 5 minutes. Impress me. It's one of those. You got 5 minutes. Impress me. That's it.
You know, Brady's coming off a bad this December. You know,
still Brady. Brady can come off a bad year, and you're still not going to bet against him.
Well, we had 6 touchdowns, 5 picks. it's capable for the Titans to walk in there, and
so you know what? Give me those 4 numbers that you had before. I'm gonna leave after this. I'm gonna go play the Powerball. With those 4 numbers you gave me, since anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
I'm gonna go play them 4 numbers that you just said for the scores.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go play those in the Powerball since you want to talk about possibilities.
Absolutely, not a problem.
I'm not sharing nothing.
That's crazy for you not to do that.
I'm just saying.
I do have them winning 28-20.
You got it close.
28-20.
That's close.
Hey.
Still didn't learn a new number yet, but okay.
That 28 came back around, didn't it?
28. I mean, at least you're consistent. I appreciate that. Steelers, Jaguars.
Steelers, Jaguars. Now, this game is going to be fun.
Why is it going to be fun?
Because the reason I feel this is going to be fun, because in week 5, Jacksonville punched the Steelers in the mouth. When I say punch, Big Ben threw 5 picks. I say this again. 5 picks. That defense is nothing to play with. Nothing to play with. I give them all credit in the world. Them and the Vikings have the best defense in the league. It's a toss-up. So I feel that the reason for that, Big Ben and them Steelers is coming back real this time around. And like I said, there's no way in hell that happens twice. I have, hands down, the Steelers winning this game. I have them winning this game. Like, again, I said that Jacksonville, that defense is second to none. I take nothing away from them. I just feel the Steelers have it right now. They have it. And although Jacksonville shut down the Bills, McCoy is not Bell. McCoy is good.
He's not Le'Veon Bell.
He's not Bell.
Okay.
And let's be real. I know the game was very, very painful to watch, and the Jacksonville was doing their thing, but they have not faced Big Ben. This is not the Big Ben that we've been seeing lately. They have to see this Big Ben, and this offense is going to be real. I think it's still going to be a good game, a close game.
I think it has the potential to be a better game than
it's going to be a way better game. But Bortles, I don't know what you're going to do. I have no idea what you're going to do. You're going to have to throw the ball some way, somehow. You're going to have to get some offense. If you don't get some offense out there, throw the ball, you're going to get punched. But I feel your defense will keep you close enough to score at least something. Score something. You scored 10 points. So I think you can score a little. You can do a little bit better. You can't get worse.
You could get worse because that Steelers defense is pretty good too.
They're all right. They're all right. They lost Shazier, but I believe that. But I do have the Steelers winning 28-20. No, I'm sorry, 21-17. I was looking at my last score.
Will it kill you to learn another number?
21-17.
Will it kill you?
That's cool.
Will it kill you? I'm going with the Steelers, and as you can see, all my picks, all the quarterbacks in my picks have been on this stage. And every quarterback that they're going against is not.
Okay.
Except for Nick Foles. Right?
Okay.
So this whole experience thing for me is huge. Because it's one of the things where at the end of the day, if me versus you could call whatever you want, I could call whatever I want. But at the end of the day, I think the only thing that separates all these teams is the fact that we've been here. We know what to do. We're not going to hit the panic button. You saw it on Monday night. Alabama did not have a hint of panic in them after being down 13-0. Had zero hint of panic in them. So with these professionals who've been there, Saints Super Bowl champions before, pick the Pats to the Pats, Steelers Super Bowl champion before.
Okay. Easy.
For me, it's no-brainers.
No-brainer?
For me, it's no-brainers in terms of picks. For me, it's no-brainers.
Okay. So, going into, there was a recent riff between Belichick, Brady, and Kraft. Now, reports say that, Belichick was upset because they traded Garoppolo and he didn't sign off on it. He wasn't happy. And basically Kraft and Brady spoke about it, and I guess they made the final decision, which Bill Belichick is supposed to have a final say because he is the GM, and they traded Garoppolo, and that upset Belichick. So now Belichick comes out a few days ago and says, you know what, I will be back as the coach of the Patriots next season. There's no problems. Do you believe him, or do you think there's really some riff in there?
I believe him because Bill Belichick is like Greg Popovich when it comes to they don't really talk that much. He ain't really got that much to say. Okay. So for him to say that, I think he kind of wants to like bury the hatchet. Like let's knock this out the way because this is going to be a distraction for me and my team, and I don't need any distractions because I need another Super Bowl win. So let's nip this all in the bud. Yes, I'm going to be back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to go to Giants. For what? For what? I'm in control in this situation. You know, I think Belichick he's getting a little annoyed with what's going on. But, you know, with success, these things happen. You know, I think a lot of what really is like Tom Brady's trainer Guerrero. He's got his own office in Gillette Stadium. Mm-hmm. You know, so
that's
Belichick
Kraft loves Brady. Kraft loves Brady.
And I would love him too if he won me 5 Super Bowls and I'm one of the best franchises in sports. I love the man too. And I think, you know, Bill Belichick is just like, you know what, I got to get some kind of order back. So I'm stripping Guerrero. He can't get on the plane. Mm-hmm. Not allowed on the sidelines.
Okay.
And the only person you're allowed to treat is your client, which is Tom Brady. I have no problem with that. Okay. Everybody else, you ain't talking. You ain't got no dealings with them.
Okay.
Let's understand, I'm still a captain of this shit. All right, I'll let you get a little leadway. It got cute. Hold on, let me put the iron fist down. For everybody else that wants to make this and blow this up, I'm nipping this in the bud. I'm not going nowhere. I just had to show them who's boss real quick. Yeah, I didn't really approve of that. They traded Garoppolo, but you know what? That's minor in the grand scheme of things for what we've done. For what we've done over the years. You trade one guy who isn't. I have no blood unless we're married by blood. That's my child, and I didn't know. I don't see him leaving. I think it's just fine. You know, that's just me.
I understand what you're saying,
and this is why he's not going to leave. 196-55 is your record.
Okay.
15 playoff appearances.
Okay.
7 Super Bowl appearances. 5 Super Bowls. So again, like the Nick Saban thing, you're going to have to bury me there.
He might be buried after Brady leaves because he doesn't have Garoppolo. He's probably going to have. Listen,
I would walk in the sunset with Brady. I'm done too.
I hear you.
I'm done too.
I feel. Excuse me. What he says, just to go off what you did say, to say to the media, yes, he is focused on what's going on right now. He wants to win himself another championship, a 6th champion. That's what he's worried about. That's what he's thinking about. But he doesn't like being undermined. Belichick does not like that. And for them to go do that, that stirred the pot up. I know he's going to tell you, yes, because if we look at the history of the Patriots, when stuff is in-house, it doesn't really come out. Doesn't really come out. For
Didn't
this
they
to come out,
somebody because he wanted a raise, he wanted more money, and they traded him. Who was that? Like 2 years ago.
Wanted more money? I don't know. We gotta look that up.
I gotta get the dude name. I remember he asked for more money. You want more money?
I just feel
and traded dude the next day.
I just feel like this is gonna play a factor. Once the offseason hits and they lose and they go to the offseason, it's gonna hit the fan. We're gonna hear more about this. So I hear what he's saying. That's cool. Everything. I understand it that you wanna quiet the listeners and everything and get back to what they want to get back to. I understand it. That's cool. That's fine. I understand it. But there's something going on there. There's something. I believe it in my heart that there's really something going on there because he doesn't like being undermined like that. So I'm sticking with that. And what we have next. Trivia time with Tone with the twist.
Why are we throwing a twist in it? Because you got tired of me what?
With a twist.
You ain't gonna say it?
Sound that music.
Oh, my God.
What time is it?
It's trivia time with Tone.
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
We're doing a twist because Tone got tired of me kicking his back in.
Listen.
So what's the twist? What is the twist?
The twist is now I'm asking the questions.
So next week I get to ask.
We don't worry about next week. Right now, first and foremost, I'm asking the questions.
Heard you, sis.
Coming with your crazy. You know what? Let's get to it.
This is payback. You're going to be mad petty. I know you're going to be petty.
Question number 1.
You're going to ask me like a hockey
Sound the alarms? Okay. Question number 1. Which quarterback has the most fourth quarter comebacks in a single season with 8? Is it A, Peyton Manning, B, Matthew Stafford, C, Eli Manning, or D, Alex Smith? Want me to repeat it?
No, I got it.
You got it?
Peyton Manning,
Okay.
Matthew Stafford,
Uh-huh.
Eli,
Okay.
and Alex Smith.
Okay.
And there's 8 comebacks, right?
In a single season.
In a single season. I don't think it's Peyton because I don't.
Where's the Jeopardy beat?
Oh, the nerve of you! That's just you want to rush me.
There's no rush. Do your thing.
I'm going to go Alex Smith.
Alex Smith? Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, that's wrong.
Okay.
Mark him in the wrong column. It is Matthew Stafford.
It was either that or Stafford. I knew it was one of those two. So it was
Absolutely. Okay. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Who is this is just sport now. Who is the all-time assist leader in NCAA basketball history?
Oh, my God.
Listen,
It's
I'm
going
giving
back
you,
100
I'm
years.
giving you a toss-up.
This is not
This
a
is his
toss-up.
sport.
This is not- all
This
right.
is his sport. Is it with 1,076 assists, right? Is it A, Ed Cota, B, Gary Payton, C, Bobby Hurley, D, Jason Kidd?
I'm going to go. So I got Ed Cota. Shout out to Queens. Ed is from Queens.
Absolutely.
GP. Bobby Hurley. And Jason Kidd. I'm going to go Bobby Hurley because Bobby Hurley was the only one with 1,000 assists and 1,000 points at Duke.
Absolutely. You're correct.
So mark one in the right column, please.
There you go. Okay, you got
Please.
one. So it's 1-1. Question number 3. Who holds the boxing record for having held 8 world titles in 8 different world weight classes? Again, who holds the record
I don't know.
for having held 8 world titles in 8 different weight classes? Is it A, Evander Holyfield, B, Manny Pacquiao, C, Roy Jones, D, Floyd Money Mayweather?
Eight different weight classes, the one. I'm going to go Roy Jones.
Roy Jones, he is incorrect. I need you to mark that in the loss column, people. All right.
Who was it?
Manny Pacquiao.
Good for Manny Pacquiao. Who's Pacquiao? Wow. I didn't know
Okay.
that. Okay.
So now, you need this one. You need this one
I do.
right now.
I do.
Who has the most career wins as a pitcher
Oh, my. Yo.
with 511 games won?
Oh, Jesus.
Is it A, Nolan Ryan,
That's what I thought. That's who first came to mind.
B,
Clemens?
Roger Clemens, C, Cy Young, D, Greg Maddux?
Sheesh. I don't know. Cy Young?
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. He got that one. He took a shot in the dark,
Took a
people.
shot in the dark, and it was because, they named the award after him. So that was kind of like, all right, they named the award after. So if you're going to name the award after him, what did he do for them to, know what I mean? Context clues. That's that college education. Everybody go to college, stay in school. So tied 2-2.
2-2.
Because I've been whooping you 4-1 the last couple weeks, so I feel good about myself.
Feel good? You feel good? It was 3-1. Don't do that.
Nope.
It was 3. Well, it was 4
I know
questions.
it's 5 questions. It was
You
five,
had 5?
It was always 5 questions.
It was always 5 questions?
It was always 5
It was always 5 questions?
Yeah.
So I need to come up with another question right now?
You only did 4?
I only did 4.
Come on, yeah. Give me
another question?
Yeah.
All right. Let me take one out the sky real quick. You know, I'm going to use my knowledge. Okay.
I mean, if you don't want to, I'll take the time. But I'm just saying, like, you.
We need a tiebreaker question, right?
Yeah.
We need a tiebreaker question.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. True or false?
Okay.
True or false? Kobe Bryant.
Oh, Jesus.
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant scored. I gave you this too. You should remember this.
Don't give me this.
Don't give it to you? All right. So,
Something else.
all right. Kobe Bryant.
You got me how many times? What was his streak of 50-point games or something like that?
Yeah.
I knew that's what.
You know that? Okay. So,
See, welcome. See, I could have.
not a problem. I said I gave it to you. You could have cheated.
My guy.
Absolutely.
My guy.
So, okay. What draft number was Kobe Bryant? Was it A, 7,
No.
B, 13, C, 16,
No.
D, 11?
13.
Absolutely.
Yo, this is my segment from now on, man. This is my segment. What? He pulled one out the sky and I still won. What do I have to do?
It was kind of a toss.
What do I have to do?
You see?
What do I have to do?
Listen, I give it to him. He did a good job, people. He did a very, very, very good job. But we're gonna go to commercial. Next up, we do have the ratings for NFL down 1.3 million. Here,
Fan topic of the week.
topics. Oh, and fan topic of the week. Here,
That is a fan topic.
Okay, topics. IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. Topics here on IBNX Radio. So, the NFL viewer rating was down 1.3 million this season, with a lot of controversy throughout the regular season. What does the NFL have to do to get back on track?
Stand by your product. At the end of the day, you got to stand by your product. I mean, I think what hurt them the most was, well, not even stand by your product, because at the end of the day, it's a fan. You do this for the fans. And you don't know how many fans you offended with the whole sitting thing. But I guess you got to stand for something. You got to stand by something. You know, they're exercising their amendment by sitting, and I get that. That's perfectly fine, and I was on board with that. I was okay with that. But Donald Trump did not help you
At all.
Donald Trump did not help you.
At all.
Donald Trump did not help you. But we're not going to blame Donald Trump. I'm blaming the NFL for not taking a stand. Either you're with the players or you're against it. You kind of said a few things because you had to, but you never really took a stand on it. And I guess you couldn't suspend it, but you could have made it known if you really were against it that we're not okay with this. We're gonna support all our veterans who have defended this country. Or you could easily be like, our players are gonna stand by this. We're gonna stand by our players, and because this is who we support, and they're exercising their amendment not because of as a disrespect to the veterans and the people who defended this country, but the brutality that they feel as a culture they've gone through these decades, and they're finally taking a stand. And as the NFL, we're giving them this platform to protest peacefully. And not only do we provide this platform, but we support that. So you didn't take a stand. You kind of just was like, we're going to let it play out how it's going to play out. You could, I guess you don't want to disrespect your president by saying something, but at the time it's like, I guess my whole thing is, listen, I'd have separated myself from our president. I would have been like, whatever our president feels about our league, we disagree with our president. We stand by our players. We stand by our product. We stand by the fans who agree with our players. And I'm going to make a statement that, hey, to all our veterans, I'd have made it where we invite the veterans. We invite the veterans and we do something for the veterans.
They do that during
no, we're going to do this
Veterans
more.
Week?
We're not going to do this just for Veterans Week because everybody does it for Veterans Week. The NBA does it for
Absolutely.
We're going to do this so we know that this is no disrespect to you. The problem is not as microscopic as just the veterans. You know? So I think that's what hurt them. Because my stepmom, who is a diehard Giants fan, I was home. She did not watch the NFL.
Wow.
That's the only sport I've ever seen her watch.
Wow.
And she didn't watch it. I had a lot of people who stood by. I'm not watching the NFL. I'm not supporting the NFL. My stepmother, she has a collection of NFL T-shirts. She travels a lot for work, and every city that she goes to that has an NFL team, she collects a T-shirt. And for Christmas, she asked for a jersey. This Christmas, she didn't ask for not one thing NFL.
Wow.
Which is, because if you come in my house, it's a whole bunch of Giants stuff. You better not talk bad about her Giants.
Like
So it's, and I think that's what hurt him, honestly. You didn't take a stand either way. You just kind of let it blow up in your face. So that's my take on it.
And my take is this. Roger Goodell has to step down. Has to step down. The reason I'm saying this is because if you look at how the NBA is thriving, they have a relationship with their commissioner. He knows this is a players' league, player-driven league. The fans come to watch the players. They don't come to watch the GMs. They don't come to watch the owners. They come to watch the players. Roger Goodell doesn't understand that. And it's either he's scared of Donald Trump, and I don't want to make this politics. Either he's scared or he agrees with it without taking into consideration
how many other people you gonna piss off?
Exactly. And what your dynamic is on that field. You may not have to like it, but you should respect it. And I just feel he does not respect it at all. The NFL took a major hit because Roger Goodell did not know how to lead his troops. And as a commissioner, you work for your owners. You work for the owners as a commissioner because you sit in offices and you take questions and demands from these NFL owners. But he feels like he doesn't have to answer to anyone. Like, he's a millionaire, of course. Maybe it's all about the money with him. But you're losing money. And you're losing fans. Like, he has to understand what major dynamic hit this made for the NFL.
Numbers-wise, you lost a major city in views.
Absolutely. And the NBA, he needs to take a book out of the NBA. He needs to call the commissioner. Listen, let me talk to you. Let's sit down. Because he does not understand how to run anything right now. He lost control. He doesn't understand. And he has to step down. He has to step down because everything that went on shouldn't have happened. And that's all I have to say about that. Again, this is Topics here on IBNX Radio. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram. Comment. DM us.
At @thereal_topics.
Please, all that. Fan participation is key.
It's key.
And we do this for y'all.
For the fans.
We do this for the fans, honestly.
For everyone. We respond to DMs, everything. Listen, we help you the same way you help us.
Use our platform to get your voice out there in terms of sports. Use this platform as well.
Real, wrong, respectable sports talk. Topics on IBNX Radio.
IBNX Radio.